Hello, hello. Go ahead.
He will give his angels charge over thee to direct thee in all thy ways. He will not leave thee not a very present help in the time of trouble. You would know the secret of death, but how shall you find it unless you find it in the heart of life? The owls whose night-bound eyes are blind unto the day cannot unveil the mystery of the light. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide unto the body of life. For life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depths of your hopes and desires lies your solid knowledge of the beyond. And like seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust your dreams, for in them are hidden the gates to eternity. Your fear of death is but the trembling of the shepherd when he stands before the king, whose hand is to be laid upon him in honor. Is the shepherd not joyful beneath his trembling, that he shall bear the mark of the king? Yet is he not more mindful of his trembling? For what is it to die but to stand naked in the sun and to melt in the wind? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless tide, that it may rise and seek its God unencumbered? Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you have reached the mountaintop, then you shall truly dance. And let thy perpetual light shine upon them. The congregation will remain standing until the invocation of prayer is given by Father McManus.
Eternal glory. Amen.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
As a young musician, he epitomized all that was great in jazz. His music was original, inventive, and profound. He was not just a virtuoso trumpeter. He was a great artist whose creative energies and talents laid the foundation for much of the popular music which is being played and sung today. His personal style of playing and singing was timeless, and he communicated the joy of music whenever and wherever he performed. Louis was one of the world's greatest musicians. He was a superb entertainer, a master showman, a gentle and lovable human being. The legacy of love and goodwill he left will always be present in the music he loved and played so well. Of all the monuments that will be erected in his memory, this legacy will be the most lasting. I thought I'd better write that because I didn't think I could say it without reading it. It's the way I felt and the way I feel many of the musicians who knew and loved Louis felt. I'd like to read, and a writer member of ASCAP for over 22 years. He was self-taught, made his way from the humblest of beginnings in New Orleans, his birthplace, and brought the wonders of Dixieland jazz first to America, then to the entire world. He was ambassador of American music and helped to create brotherhood throughout the world.
Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost to the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah.
Salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon the rock. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. As ministers of this church, we welcome you to share in this tribute to the memory of the life of Louis Armstrong. It is difficult for us in this community and in this church to fashion words that would speak to you our innermost and our deepest feelings. And perhaps this would be needless anyway, because anything that we would say today would be unmatched by the life and the gift that we have known and shared in the voice and the horn of Louis Armstrong. However, very briefly, I would just like to say, especially to those of you who are young and whose life is yet before you, that we have a legacy that is left to us by Mr. Armstrong. And very briefly, I would say, perhaps the uppermost thing that he would want to say to the young today, to not neglect that gift that is in you. Louis Armstrong had a gift, and he was born at a time when it was not very easy to live. We know of hardships and disappointments in our day and time at this moment in history, but it was even more so difficult for a man to stir up that gift that is within him and to keep his eyes on goals that would lift him above his immediate situation. So his legacy would be, I would say in this regard, you have a gift, and man, don't neglect it. Secondly, I would think that he would have been good to old Satchmo. Immediately following the next musical selection,
Dear Lord, thy kingdom sure.
He made it part of a global culture, and he was nothing less than a true legend in his own lifetime. He was our most gifted and infinite creative musician, a genuine American folk hero. Pops's true greatness came most of all from his simplicity and his love for music. He was in love with his horn, and it was in love with him. Only such a love affair could have brought forth such a beautiful tone. With such warmth and spirit, it melted everything he touched. And how he bubbled with spirit and pleasure when he sang. His famous smile was radiant, incandescent. It seemed to light up the stage. And he personified the word genuine in everything he was and did as an artist and as a man. He was the greatest ambassador of goodwill our country ever had. Certainly the most famous American. He knew what...
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in, we know he'll be up there in that number when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the roll is called up there. Oh, when the roll is called up there, we know he'll be in that number. When the roll is called up there. Oh, when the sun refused to shine. Oh, when the sun refused to shine, we know he'll be up there in that number. When the saints go marching
And now to him who alone can present you faultless before his throne of glory with exceeding great joy, the only wise God, to be glory and honor, dominion and power, now and evermore. Amen.